Alrighty then. After going back to base and messing around with my supplies a bit, I have the GXM Exceed that I bought from Murasame and upgraded it, and I did that simply because I like the look of it better than that awful sort of green look. Doesn't suit me. Bit of a darker look. Just the same thing. Same upgrade level as our Queenslayer Claw, and it is also in the Claw category, so I'm going to feel comfortable with it. This one would give me better magic and some better resistances, but this will give me better physical defense. And don't see any problem with the weight exactly. No. When comparing the weight to the thing you're equipped, for some reason it indicates it as if it was a positive, but it's actually the same weight. That is weird. Anyway, I'm strong enough that I can still use my medium mobility with my regular weapon, and even my heavier weapon. But I want to try and find where the flame weapon ability is, and that should be a Prometheus ability. And it should be on this map somewhere, so I'm gonna start heading towards the butterfly. Or at least in this general vicinity, and I'm gonna see if I can pick up more vestiges until I find it. Okay. I pretty much just made life hard for myself just now. Yep. Can't parry a shield attack, unfortunately. At least he didn't parry me. That's the main thing. Now, this is one of those situations that looks a bit worse than it is. I had to be very, very careful trying to fight my way up this particular ramp the first time. Though the fact you get a Zweihander there probably helps some people. Because the Zweihander, I think, is the general consensus OP weapon of the game. If you have decent blood magic, you can just pick off these guys. Oh, just be careful of the bullets there. Obviously. I should probably go around and kill those guys first, though. Because there is a vestige over there. Doesn't mean I'm going to have to deal with these guys. Well, let's... Yep. Lock-on is not behaving. They stagger just enough that I can usually kill them without them doing anything to me. Ichor Concentrate's one of those things where it is useful in the couple of situations where you suddenly need Ichor, but you get way more of it than you really will ever need. So I end up selling a bunch of consumable items just to get more haze, which I don't normally do in these games. Ooh, Sunset Halberd. What's the... Dex scaling? Scaling in general is worse. But I think the base damage would be better, because that's upgraded and this isn't. The weight is heavier. Okay. I don't know if the moveset has anything particular to it. I found unless it's a boss weapon or some other rather unique weapon, you don't get too many variations within the same weapon category. Certainly not enough to actually worry about. Yep. Thankfully these attacks are pretty short range, these guys, so when you're not dealing with other enemies at the same time, they're pretty easy to kite. Hold on a sec, I just got an itchy ear. Those things happen. Well, it is a Prometheus visage, so... or vestige, I should say. This is like a side quest marker. Oh wait, no, that's all the way back at the start. That's a long way away. You can see when there's an active side quest NPC on the minimap up there. That little blue guy. Doesn't matter how far away he is. They always appear on the map, on the edge, if there's a side quest to be had. So usually if you want to see if there's a side quest in the area, all you can do is load into the area and see if you see a little blue man highlighted somewhere. Oh. I just wanted to run back to safe ground and I almost ran off the side of the... She will come down, you just gotta... Stop ignoring me. Oh. Didn't actually mean for her to hit me then. Oh, or there. Damn it. Behave yourself. Get my foul blood barrier back up. Just start the process of chaining backstabs into her, I guess. Okay, not too terrible. Put some buffs up just in case, and... These guys are usually pretty weak, but you don't want to get shot if you can avoid it. Now I can go grab this one, which is...
Sorry, Louis.
You just...
It's so for me.
You just don't want to go for that one because it's in such a shitty place. Behind a whole wall of crappy enemies. All out to make your day miserable. Oh, hi. Oh. This is no way to fight an enemy. Oh. Yeah, the best thing I can say about that is the foul blood barrier really cushioned that for me. Because I feel like I would have lost at least 60% of my health without it. Instead I lost maybe 10%. Which is a massive improvement. It's really stressful climbing up this the first time you do it. Because there are a lot of enemies on the way here. And if you're not sure how to fight them properly... Which is a bit of a loaded statement all by itself. How do you fight any of these guys properly? I feel like I got hit, but my foul blood barrier is still up, so I didn't. I was hoping he would throw himself off the edge just then. Oh, well, let's build up my defenses and go for another one. That's a really easy one to counterattack. Yes. Oh. I think I actually hit with that, but... Problem is with doing this is if you miss the backstab, she'll probably use the explosion and it's gonna hurt a lot. Takes a while to build up that kind of confidence. Ah, the Nightclaw. Okay, this is actually my favorite one. Because it is also a claw type. It's... I think the second lightest of the claw types. And it just looks good. I just like the look of it with my character. This is how I like to rock most of the game. I will wait until I have it upgraded though before I worry about that. It does make me look cool in cutscenes. Even though having a double popped collar is kind of ridiculous. But I don't know if you call that a popped collar when it's not really popped. It's just very shapely. If there's a proper term for that kind of collar, I don't know what it is. I don't think I missed the map mistral, so maybe I'll just get the map when I touch the actual mistle over here. I have to see. Yeah, that gave me quite a bit of map. And we're right near the Butterfly of Delirium boss fight. It's just basically through here and over yonder. So that's why I want to pick up any remaining vestiges so we can see if I can get my flame weapon going before I have to fight the damn thing. I mean, it looks good. I don't remember Louis' vestige taking that much time to rebuild. When I first started the game, I thought there weren't going to be too many of these. I thought it might actually... You might run out of abilities and vestiges to upgrade pretty quick. And it turns out I was very wrong. I believe there's like 32 of them in total. And I'm not talking about the parts you pick up, I'm talking about the complete ones. So currently I have 9. So we got like 20 something to go probably. And it takes a long time to construct and then learn all the abilities from them. My main character, who's sort of halfway through a New Game Plus, isn't anywhere near having finished. Oh good, we're starting to master some stuff. Still a bit to go. But I will happily stop using the Atlas for a while if it means I can get the other stuff I need. Oh, you're guarding a vestige, so I am interested in taking it off you. Up your butt. Oh, nope. I'm starting to remember how to not get hit by that. Oh, crap. I almost screwed that up. And... one more Prometheus. Okay. Methinks I should go get the rest of these vestiges, although I will just touch the map here. That, if you can't tell, is a boss room. But I do not wish to fight this boss right now. For I do not have the abilities that would make it a manageable fight. And I should probably look into getting my build sorted out, because I still haven't leveled up, and if I'm gonna try and do it without leveling up, I'm gonna need to really think it through. To say the least. Alright, I'll be right back. So, after much confusion and then consulting my notes, I now realise that you can't get Flame Weapon until after you beat the Butterfly, which is after you need it. And this is despite it being marked as Prometheus Vestige 1, as if it was going to be the first one you were going to get. It's actually probably the last one you'll get. Highly misleading and now very annoying, so I'm going to do more of the Howling Pit here, although this is going to require me triggering this cutscene, so we get introduced to some more characters. Not that I'm against being introduced to these characters, it's just, I was all set to fight the Butterfly once I got enough stuff. But unless I get access to flame cartridges at random, which I don't think is going to happen, the best flame damage we get is going to be from projectiles. And that's not going to do it.
Alright, I'm currently tracing the spring's flow. Just hold on, give me a moment.
So anyway, somehow he's going to backtrace where the spring is flowing from. I don't know how that works.
What's going on here?
You would assume the spring is...
We have to go back to the old city ruins. There must be something we missed there.
You would think if you were tracing a flow backward, you wouldn't be able to pour something on it.
Let's get going.
And have it flow upward. Nice hat.
Searching for blood beads on your own? That's awfully bold.
Listen, no one here wants this to turn violent, so just hand over your blood.
What if we don't want
When you
to?
start a fight and then say no one wants it to be violent, that's really not how this works. That looks like a rock from Space Engineers for some reason.
A kid?
Get away from Mia! Nicola! What are you doing out here? Because you...
He's on the verge of a frenzy. That's why you want the blood beads, isn't it?
If you lay a finger on him, I'll carve out your heart.
Here, take this.
We give them out a lot over the course of this
That's for
game.
Give it to him, quick.
No, you haven't had anything to drink, Mia. Don't be silly. Go on, it's for you.
The symptoms aren't fading. Why?
It's not enough, that's all. I just have to find more for him.
I don't really feel like this track fits this scene.
Hey, come on. Going out on your own is crazy.
Thanks for
It
your
works in some
concern,
other scenes,
we'll
but
be
just
all
not
right.
this one.
Come on, let's go.
Because we go from like dire action straight to, you know,
So,
moody
I don't think...
emotionalness,
Yeah,
but it
I
doesn't
know.
feel earned yet.
Let's go after them.
The funny thing is, this game actually has phenomenal music, but they hide so much of it later on and not near the early game. So you won't know about it most of the time.
Like I even care about that.
Anyway, let's level up Flame Spike, and because I'm using a lower equip weight, I have had to move my armor down a bit to something a lot lighter. Fortunately, it's not upgraded as much, so hopefully I don't get into trouble about that. I think I'll be okay though. Famous last words. Right on the back. Oh. Well, you gave it your best, but it wasn't good enough. And now we got the key. Basically, you just have to collect keys in this section so you can lower the water. Because if you don't lower the water, you won't be able to move properly or see where you're going, and that will suck. Also, this is the part of the game where they're going to start introducing more common enemies hanging off cliffs to come out and wreck your day. And just remember, no matter what kind of enemy is hanging off a cliff, if you can hit it before it actually climbs up, it will die. Generally speaking, none of them ever have any poise. There should be some along a cliff face here. I'm not seeing any yet. But it's definitely a feature of this area. The reason I'm not allowed to use heavy armor and equipment in this build is because my gift score is pretty high. See, I have access to plasma cartridges, but not flame ones, and that's kind of sucking. Not nearly as much as the enemy that's guarding the key in this area, though. That thing sucks the most. Now, if I actually go up there to where the slimes are, See that little claw there? If you can just smack him with something before he climbs up, though, it won't matter who he is. There they go. Now, the problem with this area is that guy. He is way overtuned. Even if you have an NPC helping you, he is a particularly nasty opponent. So I figure I do everything else before I bother with him. That's the way back I came. The way forward should be like the first turn over here. There'll be like a gate. There it is. Okay, I need a key for that gate, and it's being guarded by that guy with the blue horns. So first things first, just... make an effort to do everything else. If the water was still up, this would be a bit more intimidating, but since we've drained the water, they're not that tough. Or indeed that special at all. But I don't have my barrier at the moment because I don't have the vitality to equip the skill. Which may prove my undoing here. As you can see, it only took one hit from a big enemy. Oh, that's a lot of things I just mastered. Unfortunately, it's not the one thing I actually want to master at the moment. That being said, there really is no penalty for changing your build on the fly. I can't say I've done this very often, but I have everything I need, so... switch to Atlas. And we'll switch to our Exceed. Alright. Might just check around for more enemies, but I think everything is as good as it's going to be. First thing I should do, though, when I jump in here is just pick up the key, because even if something goes wrong, you can backstab this guy, but good luck finding his backstab point. Or parrying him, for that matter. Ah, there it is. Good thing he decided to do the water attack. That effectively protected me from the water attack at the same time, which is great. You can backstab him through that, but... oh crap. If I didn't have my barrier up then, I would have suffered the consequences greatly. Okay, just hide behind something, even though I'm going to get smacked by water. I don't think he lost interest in me, but he has sort of lost track of me. And... oh crap. Tried to stick my barrier up and it just didn't stay stuck. Oh crap! Yeah, that's why I hate this guy. Just ridiculous range, and then stuff happens. I don't feel like letting it go, to be honest. I feel like I could beat him. I feel like I want to beat him, just to prove that I can. And those are dangerous, dangerous thoughts to be having in a game like this, but at the same time, I don't think I can let that go. But what an asshole! I hate, like, there's an ability that could reduce the lightning damage, at least. but it won't help much for anything else. I was just trying to get my Ichor up a bit just then. As I figured with just a bit more Ichor, I could get a better start here. Ugh. He's just a hateful, hateful opponent. Yep. Ah, now I feel robbed. I went to all this effort to go fight him again, and he killed himself. That's, you know, that's just the worst of all worlds. I feel like I've been cheated out of something now. I'm not gonna do it again, because, you know, sure. That's a victory, I guess. But, yeah, I hate that enemy. That enemy sucks. Even the sand version of him you fight later on is preferable to that one. And the sand version is a lot stronger. And I'm just trying to remember if this is supposed to be like this or not, and I think it is. There's probably a big guy around the corner here. I am still, like, mastering abilities on this, but I should be using the other one. The Hunter, that's right. Turn my blood veil down. And that guy up there has the key.
Those bastards eat any damn thing in front of them.
But I should be safe to get the vestige. I ain't got no Ichor at the moment though, so... Oh, there we go. Just had to land the sweet spot. Oh. Since he dropped down like that, I better... Oh. Oh dear. I have not considered this very well. I was actually much more maneuverable up here. And I can sort of smack him a little bit this way. And when he turns around... Oh, I was going to try and go for a drop attack, but I guess that works. Good enough. Yeah, I'm still kind of sad about that other guy. Oh. One of those cases where you look forward to trying to best yourself, and it just cheated me. Cheated me in the most inelegant way possible, I guess. Using the Bardache here will help me overcome my reach issues. Because moving around on this is hard enough without worrying about whether you're going to actually be in range. And there's a whole mess of creepy crawlies in here, but first things first. Just find the sweet spot. Try and get some of these slimes to come out. There's a whole bunch of different combos in this game that I don't end up using very much, like launch attacks. When you're focused, you can actually do like a pretty easy to pull off critical hit. Oh! Damn it, there was a slime left. I feel foolish. It's much easier to stagger them with a heavy weapon. And this is only the third heaviest type of weapon you could probably get. A lot heavier than this. I'm not happy about this. Come to think of it, is Blazing Roar a fire attack? I mean, it is called Blazing Roar. I've always considered it a blood attack, but now that I think about it... No, it's Crush Fire type. So I guess I had a fire attack the whole time and just didn't realize it. That's embarrassing. The Preshwal. Schwal. It's a shawl. I'm just being stupid because I don't like pronouncing things the way they actually supposed to be pronounced. Anywho, moss-covered key. My health looks terrible. And this area is not going to make it look any better. There's another one of those areas that loves their hanging, Oh, whoa. I moved the camera away at the worst time then. I don't think I have any regen inducers left. No. Like, whatever happens here, this is just what's going to happen here. I don't even have any... Like, I don't have a lifesteal ability or anything like that either. So, this is just going to suck. And there isn't much I can do about it. Although, Queen Steel, eh? Steel is good. I like it. There's a guy hanging off the ledge there. There we go. It's always good to get rid of one of them. Now, this looks a bit suspicious, doesn't it?
You're the one that stopped our trade.
Oh, there it is. But down you go. Yeah, they're pretty easy to deal with once you get used to them being there. Although, because I'm doing this, I'm basically just out of Ichor completely. How much Ichor do I get from that? 6. That's not really gonna do much. It'll give me 3 shots at best. Just trying to figure out if I'm missing anything I shouldn't be. Although mostly I'm just... trying to find a sweet spot there. Save some Ichor for peeling enemies off the sides. I don't think it's too much further before we're basically find another checkpoint. But I do think it's too far for me to make it without getting hit. So I don't have good feelings about this. Even if I use a defense buff right now to try and buy some time, essentially. I think by and large my luck is going to run out. There's another guy hanging around over there. I totally see you. They want you to focus on that guy and ignore this one. Oh, yo. I'm too close to the edge. Please die. All world materials there. Whew. I'm feeling under the gun now. I'm feeling some pressure. I think there's a big guy there guarding something, but I don't think I care at the moment. I'm too focused on trying to get to a safe spot. I'll come back for that guy. I feel like I'm pretty close. Oh wait, this is just a flame vent. It's kind of pointless because it's positioned in such a way that you're not going to miss it. Now if I remember correctly, yep, there it is. Just got to get up here. And safe. Whew, okay. We're right near the boss room. Got ourselves a checkpoint. Everything is coming up delicious. I just wish this frickin' flame ability would be learnt faster, to be honest. Although, I guess since I've got the other one, I don't need this one. It would help, though. Although part of me is telling myself that the flame projectiles were never going to be the point anyway. You always needed the flame weapon ability if you want to do significant fire damage. Either the one that you get for being focused or the one you just apply yourself. Or even just the item version would be fine. But I haven't got any of those things, so... Yeah, you're not fooling anyone. It's like as if we're not aware that you're totally getting ready to strike us then. What nonsense. Just lay down and die, please. What were you guarding anyway? Oh, I like that. This was my mainstay weapon during my first playthrough. And it's upgraded to parity, so that's kind of cool too. Yep. Just like I remember it. I don't think there was anything too wrong with the Queenslayer blade, but... It does look like... This has more defense, which... is really quite a questionable thing. The plus C to scaling doesn't seem like it's really going to make much difference. There's probably like situations where the slight weight difference or something probably is worth considering. Nope. Do not want to mess with that, thank you. And the Impaler, so that's Spear. Spears are slightly different than halberds, even though they're both in the same class. That's usually where you get your move variation from. Well, I might be willing to give the boss a try. But not with this equipment. We're definitely going to need to use something a bit more heavy for the moment. Aha! Here's where the problem lies. The dex requirement that doesn't really exist on the Queenslayer blade is making a problem happen. I hate the run to this boss room simply because it makes you...
Don't worry.
It makes... makes you walk through this this slow-moving sludge part. And I'm assuming it's doing that so that you can't run right to the boss and interrupt the dialogue that just happened, but... Really, I don't think that's actually a problem considering how far it is and how you've placed a mistle there to distract you anyway.
Damn it. Where'd he run off to?
Also, I'd like to point out people with the ability to teleport who inexplicably don't have that ability outside cutscenes.
Something's coming.
Now that I think about it, I forgot to change my armor, so this is gonna suck hard. Why am I challenging this boss first? As the first boss of the game? This is not a good idea at all. I'm not experienced enough at this game to pull this off. I'm just a scrub when you get right down to it.